This is the state of Alabama. Alabama is a southeastern U.S. state that's home to significant landmarks from the American Civil Rights Movement. The city of Birmingham's 16th Street Baptist Church, now a museum, was a protest headquarters in the 1960s. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Church and the Rosa Parks Museum, dedicated to the activist, can be found in the capital of Montgomery. Alabama was admitted to the Union as the 22nd state in 1819. Alabama is nicknamed the Yellowhammer State, after the state bird. Alabama is also known as the Heart of Dixie and the Cotton State. The state has diverse geography, with the north dominated by the mountainous Tennessee Valley and the south by Mobile Bay, a historically significant port. Alabama's capital is Montgomery, and its largest city by population and area is Huntsville. Its oldest city is Mobile, founded by French colonists Alabama Creoles in 1702 as the capital of French Louisiana. Greater Birmingham is Alabama's largest metropolitan area and its economic center. Politically, as part of the Deep South, Alabama is predominantly a conservative state and is known for its Southern culture. Within Alabama, American football, particularly at the college level, plays a major part of the state's culture. Originally home to many native tribes, present-day Alabama was a Spanish territory, beginning in the 16th century until the French acquired it in the early 18th century. The British won the territory in 1763 until losing it in the American Revolutionary War. Spain held Mobile as part of Spanish West Florida until 1813. In December 1819, Alabama was recognized as a state. During the antebellum period, Alabama was a major producer of cotton and widely used African American slave labor. In 1861, the state seceded from the United States to become part of the Confederate States of America, with Montgomery acting as its first capital, and rejoined the Union in 1868. Following the American Civil War, Alabama would suffer decades of economic hardship, in part due to agriculture and a few cash crops being the main driver of the state's economy. Similar to other former slave states, Alabamian legislators employed Jim Crow laws from the late 19th century up until the 1960s. High-profile events such as the Selma to Montgomery marches made the state a major focal point of the civil rights movement in the 1950s and 1960s. During and after World War II, Alabama grew as the state's economy diversified with new industries. In 1960, the establishment of NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville helped boost Alabama's economic growth by developing a local aerospace industry. Alabama's economy in the 21st century is based on automotive, finance, tourism, manufacturing, aerospace, mineral extraction, healthcare, education, retail, and technology. The Camellia japonica was designated the official state flower of Alabama on August 26, 1959. The yellowhammer is a passerine bird in the bunting family that is native to Eurasia and has been introduced to New Zealand and Australia. Most European birds remain in the breeding range year-round, but the eastern subspecies is partially migratory, with much of the population wintering further south. The longleaf pine is a pine species native to the southeastern United States, found along the coastal plain from East Texas to southern Virginia, extending into northern and central Florida. Camellias are flowering plants that are native to tropical and subtropical areas in Asia. They are known for their beautiful flowers that bloom in the fall and winter. Camellias are also known for their dark, shiny green leaves that stay evergreen. Camellias are popular ornamental plants that come in a wide range of colors and varieties. They are also a symbol of love in Eastern culture, representing everlasting love. According to 2023 U.S. Census data, the average population of Alabama's 67 counties is 76,246, with Jefferson County as the most populous, 662,895, and Greene County 7,341 the least. The average land area is 756 square miles, 1,958 kilometers. The largest county is Baldwin, 1,590 square miles, 4,118 kilometers, and the smallest is Etowah, 535 square miles, 1,386 kilometers. The Constitution of Alabama requires that any new county in Alabama cover at least 600 square miles, 1,600 kilometers in area, effectively limiting the creation of new counties in the state. The Alabama Department of Revenue's Motor Vehicle Division issues standard automobile license plates that bear a 1 or 2-digit number identifying the county in which the vehicle is registered. The Code of Alabama, 1975 defines the legal use of the terms town and city based on population. A municipality with a population of 2,000 or more is a city, while less than 2,000 is a town. For legislative purposes, municipalities are divided into 8 classes, based on the municipality's population, as certified by the 1970 Federal Decennial Census. The class of a municipality does not change if its population increases or decreases since the population figures refer to the 1970 Federal Census. Any municipality incorporated after June 28, 1979, is placed in a class according to the population of the municipality at the time of its incorporation. Class 1 is defined as all cities with a population of at least 300,000. As of the 1970 census, Birmingham is the state's only Class 1 municipality. Class 2 are cities between 175,000 and 299,999 inhabitants. As of the 1970 census, Mobile is the state's only Class 2 municipality. Montgomery and Huntsville are Class 3 municipalities. Class 3 cities are those with populations between 100,000 and 174,999 inhabitants. As of the 1970 census, Tuscaloosa and Gadsden are Class 4 cities with between 50,000 and 99,999 inhabitants. As of the 1970 census, Class 5 are cities with a population greater than 25,000 and less than 49,999. Class 6 are those with between 12,000 and 24,999 inhabitants. And Class 7 are cities with a population from 6,000 to 11,999 inhabitants. Class 8 includes all towns, plus all remaining cities with populations of less than 6,000. The largest municipality by population is Huntsville, with 215,006 residents, while the smallest by population is Oak Hill with 14 residents. The largest municipality by land area is Huntsville, which spans 209.05 square mi, 541.4 square kilometers, while the smallest is McAllen at 0.11 square mi, 0.28 square kilometers. Top 10 most populous cities in Alabama. Number 10 is Madison, Alabama. Madison is a city located primarily in Madison County, near the northern border of the U.S. state of Alabama. Madison extends west into neighboring Limestone County. The city is included in the Huntsville metropolitan area, the second largest in the state, and is also included in the merged Huntsville-Decatur combined statistical area. The population was 56,933 at the 2020 census. Madison is bordered by Huntsville on nearly all sides, with some small unincorporated lands within Madison and Limestone counties. Madison was mostly a small city for many years, with its population being around 400 to 500 for much of its history, until the Redstone Arsenal was established to the southeast, which attracted many people to the area for jobs. This rapidly increased the city's population and stimulated economic growth. Many of Madison's residents work in Research Park or the Redstone Arsenal. Madison has been one of the fastest growing cities in Alabama, as well as one of the wealthiest in the state. In 2022 census estimates, Madison was the 9th largest city in Alabama, the 8th densest city in Alabama, and the 2nd largest city in North Alabama after Huntsville. Number 9, Decatur, Alabama. Decatur is the largest city and county seat of Morgan County, with a portion also in Limestone County, in the U.S. state of Alabama. Nicknamed the River City, It is located in northern Alabama on the banks of Wheeler Lake along the Tennessee River. The population was 57,938 at the 2020 census. Decatur is the core city of the two-county large Decatur metropolitan area, with an estimated population of 157,425. In 2022, combined with the Huntsville metropolitan area, the two create the Huntsville-Decatur Combined Statistical Area, of which Decatur is the second largest city. Like many southern cities in the early 19th century, Decatur's early success was based upon its location along a river. Railroad routes and boating traffic pushed the city to the front of North Alabama's economic atmosphere. The city rapidly grew into a large economic center within the Tennessee Valley and was a hub for travelers and cargo between Nashville and Mobile, as well as Chattanooga and New Orleans. Throughout the 20th century, the city experienced steady growth, but was eclipsed as the regional economic center by the fast-growing Huntsville during the space race. Decatur now finds its economy heavily based on manufacturing, mining, cargo transit, chemical, and high-tech companies such as Vulcan Materials, Daikin Toray, and United Launch Alliance. Number 8. Dothan, Alabama. Dothan is a city in and the county seat of Houston County, in the U.S. state of Alabama. A slight portion of the city extends into Dale and Henry counties. It had a population of 71,072 at the 2020 census, making it Alabama's 8th largest city by population and the 5th largest in Alabama by total area. It is near the state's southeastern corner, about 20 miles 32 kilometers west of Georgia and 16 miles 26 kilometers north of Florida. It is named after the biblical city where Joseph's brothers threw him into a cistern and sold him into slavery in Egypt. Dothan is the principal city of the Dothan, Alabama metropolitan area, which encompasses all of Geneva, Henry, and Houston counties. The small portion in Dale County is part of the Ozark Micropolitan Statistical Area. Together, they form the Dothan-Ozark Combined Statistical Area. Coffee County and its enterprise micropolitan area was originally combined as a statistical area with both Dothan and Ozark as well, but is now split off as its own statistical area by the U.S. Census Bureau. Together they form the Alabama portion of the Wiregrass region, of which Dothan is that portion's largest city. The combined population of the entire Dothan metropolitan area in 2020 was 151,007. The city is the main transportation and commercial hub for a significant part of southeastern Alabama, southwest Georgia, and nearby portions of the Florida Panhandle, since approximately 1/4 of the U.S. peanut crop is produced nearby, much of it processed in the city. Dothan is known as the peanut capital of the world. It also hosts the annual National Peanut Festival at the Peanut Festival Fairgrounds. Number 7. Auburn, Alabama. Auburn is a city in Lee County, Alabama, United States. It is the largest city in eastern Alabama. The population was 76,143 at the 2020 census. It is a principal city of the Auburn-Opelika metropolitan area. The Auburn-Opelika ALMSA with a 2020 population of 193,773, along with the Columbus, Gaul MSA and Tuskegee, Alabama, comprises the Greater Columbus Auburn-Opelika, Gaul CSA, a region home to 563,967 residents as of 2020. Auburn is a historic college town and is the home of Auburn University. It is Alabama's fastest-growing metropolitan area and the fastest-growing metro area in the United States as measured since 1990. U.S. News ranked Auburn among its top 10 list of best places to live in the United States for the year 2009. The city's unofficial nickname is the loveliest village on the plains, taken from a line in the poem, The Deserted Village by Oliver Goldsmith. Sweet Auburn, loveliest village of the plain. Number 6. Hoover, Alabama. Hoover is a city in the Jefferson and Shelby counties in north-central Alabama, United States. Hoover is the largest suburban city in Alabama, and the 6th largest city in Alabama. The population was 92,606 at the 2020 census. Hoover is part of the Birmingham All-Metropolitan Statistical Area and is also included in the Birmingham-Cullman-Talladega All combined statistical area. Hoover's territory is along the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. The Birmingham Barons minor league baseball team, which traces its history to 1885, played its home games at the 10,800-seat Hoover Metropolitan Stadium from 1988 through 2013, when it moved to Regents Field in the Parkside district of Birmingham. Number 5. Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Tuscaloosa is a city in and the county seat of Tuscaloosa County in west-central Alabama, United States, on the Black Warrior River where the Gulf Coastal and Piedmont Plains meet. Alabama's fifth most populous city. The population was 99,600 at the 2020 census, and was estimated to be 110,602 in 2022. It was known as Tuscaloosa until the early 20th century. It is also known as the Druid City, because of the numerous water oaks planted in its downtown streets since the 1840s. Incorporated on December 13, 1819, it was named after Tuscaloosa, the chief of a band of Muscagean-speaking people defeated by the forces of Spanish explorer Hernando de Soto in 1540 in the Battle of Mobile, in what is now central Alabama. It served as Alabama's capital city from 1826 to 1846, where in 1846 it was moved to its present location in Montgomery. Tuscaloosa is the regional center of industry, commerce, healthcare and education for the area of West Central Alabama known as West Alabama. It is the principal city of the Tuscaloosa Metropolitan Statistical Area, which includes Tuscaloosa, Hale and Pickens counties. It is the home of the University of Alabama, Stillman College and Sheld State Community College. While it attracted international attention when Mercedes-Benz announced on September 30, 1993, that it would build its first North American automotive assembly plant in Tuscaloosa County, the University of Alabama remains the city's dominant economic and cultural engine, making it a college town. City leaders adopted the moniker, the City of Champions, after the Alabama Crimson Tide football team won the college football national championship in their 2009, 2011, 2012, 2015, 2017 and 2020 seasons. In 2008, Tuscaloosa hosted the USA Olympic Triathlon Trials for the Beijing Games. Number 4. Mobile, Alabama. Mobile is a city and the county seat of Mobile County, Alabama, United States. The population was 187,041 at the 2020 census, after a successful vote to annex areas west of the city limits in July 2023. Mobile's population increased to 204,689 residents, making it the second most populous city in Alabama, after Huntsville. Mobile is the principal municipality of the Mobile metropolitan area, a region of 430,197 residents composed of Mobile and Washington counties. It is the third largest metropolitan area in the state, Alabama's only saltwater port. Mobile is located on the Mobile River at the head of Mobile Bay on the north-central Gulf Coast. The port of Mobile has always played a key role in the economic health of the city, beginning with the settlement as an important trading center between the French colonists and Native Americans, down to its current role as the 12th largest port in the United States. Mobile was founded in 1702 by the French as the first capital of Louisiana. During its first 100 years, Mobile was a colony of France, then Great Britain, and lastly Spain. Mobile became a part of the United States in 1813, with the annexation by President James Madison of West Florida from Spain. During the American Civil War, the city surrendered to federal forces on April 12, 1865, after Union victories at two forts protecting the city. This, along with the news of Johnston's surrender negotiations with Sherman, led General Richard Taylor to seek a meeting with his Union counterpart, Major Gen. Edward R. S. Canby. The two generals met several miles north of Mobile on May 2nd, after agreeing to a 48-hour truce. The generals enjoyed an al-fresco luncheon of food, drink, and lively music. Canby offered Taylor the same terms agreed upon between Lee and Grant at Appomattox. Taylor accepted the terms and surrendered his command on May 4th at Citronelle, Alabama. Considered one of the Gulf Coast's cultural centers, Mobile has several art museums, a symphony orchestra, professional opera, professional ballet company, and a large concentration of historic architecture. Mobile is known for having the oldest organized Carnival or Mardi Gras celebrations in the United States. Alabama's French Creole population celebrated this festival from the first decade of the 18th century. Beginning in 1830, Mobile was host to the first formally organized carnival, Mystic Society, to celebrate with a parade in the United States. In New Orleans, such a group is called a crew. Number 3. Montgomery, Alabama. Montgomery is the capital city of the U.S. state of Alabama, and the county seat of Montgomery County, named for Continental Army Major General Richard Montgomery. It stands beside the Alabama River, on the coastal plain of the Gulf of Mexico. The population was 200,603 at the 2020 census. It is the second most populous city in the state after Huntsville and Birmingham, and is the 128th most populous in the United States. The Montgomery Metropolitan Statistical Area's population in 2022 was 385,460. It is the fourth largest in the state and 142nd among United States metropolitan areas. The city was incorporated in 1819 as a merger of two towns situated along the Alabama River. It replaced Tuscaloosa as the state capital in 1846, representing the shift of power to the south central area of Alabama with the growth of cotton as a commodity crop of the Black Belt and the rise of Mobile as a mercantile port on the Gulf Coast. In February 1861, Montgomery was chosen the first capital of the Confederate States of America, which it remained until the Confederate seat of government moved to Richmond, Virginia, in May of that year. In the middle of the 20th century, Montgomery was a major center of events and protests in the civil rights movement, including the Montgomery bus boycott and the Selma to Montgomery marches. In addition to housing many Alabama government agencies, Montgomery has a large military presence. Due to Maxwell Air Force Base, it has 3 public universities: Alabama State University, Troy University Montgomery Campus, and Auburn University at Montgomery. To private, post-secondary institutions, Faulkner University and Huntington College, high-tech manufacturing, particularly Hyundai Motor Manufacturing Alabama, and many cultural attractions, such as the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, the Montgomery Museum of Fine Arts, and the National Memorial for Peace and Justice. Montgomery has also been recognized nationally for its downtown revitalization and new urbanism projects. It was one of the first cities in the nation to implement smart code zoning. Number 2. Birmingham, Alabama. Birmingham is a city in the north-central region of Alabama. Birmingham is the county seat of Jefferson County, Alabama's most populous county. As of the 2023 census estimates, Birmingham had a population of 197,505, down 2% from the 2020 census, making it Alabama's second most populous city after Huntsville. The broader Birmingham metropolitan area had a 2020 population of 1,115,289, and is the largest metropolitan area in Alabama, as well as the 47th most populous in the United States. Birmingham serves as an important regional hub and is associated with the Deep South, Piedmont, and Appalachian regions of the nation. Birmingham was founded in 1871, during the post-Civil War Reconstruction period, through the merger of 3 pre-existing farm towns, notably Alleyton. It grew from there, annexing many more of its smaller neighbors, into an industrial and railroad transportation center with a focus on mining, the iron and steel industry, and railroading. Birmingham was named after Birmingham in Warwickshire, England, one of the UK's major industrial cities. Most of the original settlers who founded Birmingham were of English ancestry. The city may have been planned as a place where cheap, non-unionized, and often African-American labor from rural Alabama could be employed in the city's steel mills and blast furnaces, giving it a competitive advantage over industrial cities in the Midwest and Northeast. From its founding through the end of the 1960s, Birmingham was a primary industrial center of the South. The pace of Birmingham's growth during the period from 1881 through 1920 earned its nicknames, the Magic City and the Pittsburgh of the South. Much like Pittsburgh, Birmingham's major industries were iron and steel production, plus a major component of the railroading industry, where rails and railroad cars were both manufactured in Birmingham. In the field of railroading, The two primary hubs of railroading in the Deep South were nearby Atlanta and Birmingham, beginning in the 1860s and continuing through to the present day. The economy diversified during the later half of the 20th century, though the manufacturing industry maintains a strong presence in Birmingham. Other businesses and industries such as banking, telecommunications, transportation, electrical power transmission, medical care, college education, and insurance have risen in stature. Mining in the Birmingham area is no longer a major industry with the exception of coal mining. Birmingham ranks as one of the most important business centers in the southeastern United States and is also one of the largest banking centers in the United States. In addition, the Birmingham area serves as headquarters to two Fortune 500 companies, Regions Financial and Vulcan Materials Company, along with multiple other Fortune 1000 companies. In higher education, Birmingham has been the location of the University of Alabama at Birmingham School of Medicine, formerly the Medical College of Alabama, and the University of Alabama at Birmingham School of Dentistry since 1947. In 1969, the University of Alabama at Birmingham was established, one of three main campuses of the University of Alabama system. Birmingham is also home to two private institutions, Samford University and Miles College. Birmingham was also home to Birmingham Southern College before its closure in 2024. Between these colleges and universities, the Birmingham area has major colleges of medicine, dentistry, optometry, pharmacy, law, engineering, and nursing. Birmingham is also the headquarters of the Southeastern Conference, one of the major U.S. collegiate athletic conferences. Number 1. Huntsville, Alabama. Huntsville is the most populous city in the U.S. state of Alabama. It is the county seat of Madison County with portions extending into Limestone County and Morgan County. It is located in the Appalachian region of northern Alabama, south of the state of Tennessee. Huntsville was founded within the Mississippi Territory in 1805 and became an incorporated town in 1811, when Alabama was admitted as a state. In 1819, Huntsville was designated for a year as the first capital, before the state capital was moved to more central settlements. The city developed across nearby hills north of the Tennessee River, adding textile mills in the late 19th century. Major growth in Huntsville took place in the decades following World War II. During the war, the U.S. Army established Redstone Arsenal in the vicinity, with a chemical weapons plant and related facilities. After the war, additional research was conducted at Redstone Arsenal on rockets, followed by adaptations for space exploration. NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center, the United States Army Aviation and Missile Command, and most recently the FBI's Operational Support Headquarters, all were sited at Redstone Arsenal. The National Trust for Historic Preservation included Huntsville in its America's Dozen Distinctive Destinations for 2010 list. The population was 215,006 at the 2020 census, and was estimated to be 221,933 in 2022. The Huntsville metropolitan area's population was 514,465 in 2022, making it the second most populous metropolitan area in the state after the Birmingham metropolitan area.